The man who wanted more. In the ancient city of Cappadocia, where houses are carved into soft stone and hot air balloons drift like lanterns at sunrise, lived a merchant named Kemal. He wasn't poor. He owned a shop full of colorful rugs, copper lanterns, and spices that smelled like music. His wife was kind. His children were healthy. His customers smiled and came back often. But Kemal wasn't satisfied. "Look at Yusuf," he'd mutter, staring across the bazaar. 5 stalls, 4 camels, a warehouse near the river. "Be grateful," his wife would say. "We have all we need." But Kemal always shook his head. "I don't want enough. I want more." One evening, as the call to prayer echoed through the narrow streets, Kemal was closing his shop when a strange man approached barefoot, wrapped in a pale green shawl. His face was weathered, but his eyes sparkled like river stones. "I am a traveler," he said, "and I have a gift." From his bag, he pulled a small glass jar with golden sand inside. "This is desert sand," he said, "but not just any. If you make a wish while holding this jar and let a single grain fall out, your wish will come true, but only once each day." Kemal laughed. "That's ridiculous." But the man only smiled and placed the jar in his hands. "Be careful," he said. "Sand is light, but it weighs on the soul." Then he vanished into the crowd. At first, Kemal was cautious. The next morning, he held the jar and whispered, "I wish for more customers." He tipped the jar. 1 grain fell, and by noon, a dozen travelers were in his shop, buying lamps and rugs and spices like never before. The next day, he wished for better rugs, and when he opened his storeroom, he found rolls of silk and wool he didn't even remember buying. Soon, he had twice the wealth, twice the space, and no more room for contentment. Weeks passed. Kemal started waking up anxious. The jar sat beside his bed. He'd stare at it before sunrise. More camels, more gold, a bigger house, but nothing was ever enough. One day, he spilled 2 grains by accident. That night, he couldn't sleep. The next morning, he found a crack in his storeroom wall, a leak in his roof. His camel had gone missing. The jar had rules, and it punished greed. Then came the final day. Kemal stood before the jar and whispered, "I wish I could undo all my wishes." He let 1 grain fall. Nothing happened. His shelves stayed empty. His carpets faded. His shop was silent. Panicked, he ran outside, and for the first time in weeks, he passed through the market without looking at Yusuf's shop. He noticed a little boy laughing as he spun a wooden top. He noticed his daughter dancing barefoot in the sunlight. He noticed life. That night, he sat beside his wife. "We've lost everything," he said. She smiled softly. "No," she said. "You finally found it." Moral of the story: wanting more isn't the problem. Forgetting what you already have is.